One, they couldn't fully trust ChatGPT. It's true also for other platforms. Even if you take Perplexity, for example, who are doing magnificently, and they show you the reference, they show you where they took the sources and everything, but they give you zero control over the process. You can't choose and pick and choose sources. You don't understand why they selected sources, or you can add your own sources into the research query. So you have very little control. And the people who use Upward, they wanted control. They wanted transparency.
Today, my guest is Roee from Upward. Roee is the CEO and the founder of this great AI tool. Roee, welcome. Please tell us a little bit more about yourself and the company.
Hey, Pete. Great to be here. Thank you for having me. Exciting opportunity to tell our story. So my name is Roee. I am the co-founder and CEO at Upward. Upward is an AI-powered research tool. We built a new exciting interface to help with business-related research for students and professionals. And I'd love to tell you more in a bit.
Amazing. Okay, I want to know more about especially research, right? Such a big word. So I would like to know case studies, how people actually use, maybe companies. Who is the user? Who is it aimed for? And how it supports them with research.
Yeah, so Pete, we build Upward to basically help knowledge workers conduct better research, more efficient, but more important, we help them do it actively. So in our product, the AI is the assistant, and the AI really helps, save time and you just be more efficient. But the human is always in control. So unlike other tools where you just get an answer for a question, and you may be prompting back and forth, Upward is all about putting the human in the center, in the driver's seat, let them get assisted by the AI, building the research process and the board, but the human is always in full transparency of what happens behind the scenes and in full control in order to generate the document they need. So users that use Upward and customers that pay Upward today are mainly people who do a lot of research. So it won't surprise you. Product managers, marketing people, salespeople, analysts, especially we see today in consulting firms or financial firms or startups, tech companies. So these are people who would probably need to read and consume a lot of content and create work-related documents. So what we do for them is we help them manage everything in one place. And again, instead of prompting back and forth with the AI, not exactly understanding that black box of why the AI maybe chose the content it did, how it summarized that content, and having no control over the different ingredients, but just getting the generative AI result, we allow you to open a new interface. It's a really cool interface. And you see all the components of your research. You can click and control everything from the length to the focus on the subject line and the topics and the summaries, and just be able to kind of take responsibility and then trust the result. We want the people that use Upward to have confidence in the result and the document and the papers they create because they were active in the process. So that's a little bit about what we're building here.
Super cool. So you're cutting massively the time I would usually use. If, for example, I'm a marketer and salesperson, right? If I wanted to find out a little bit more about specific niche or how they do X or how to solve this problem, instead of me actually searching that on search engines and, comparing with some other data and finding those different points, or even prompting in ChatGPT and not having maybe full trust is that what ChatGPT kind of thought wanted to hear is accurate, and maybe verifying this without links. You're telling me that your tool allows me to streamline that in one space, right? And I'm more in the control than actually reprompting and then verifying that data myself. So who is from all those departments, who's the first people that convert and they want to stay for longer and actually actively use this?
So again, we launched our first beta product on Product Hunt, and it was really successful. We got our first 150 paying customers on that same week, just getting in, asking questions, giving feedback, paying for the product and using it. And we grew from there to over 1,000 paying customers in the next few months. So the beta was really good. I can't say that it was one single persona who did better than others. Like I mentioned, we had a pack of professionals. These are knowledge workers. Some of them came from the product department, some came from marketing or from sales, and some came as analysts, whether it's founders who do analysis, business analysis, or strategic analysis, or consultants, whether it's business consultants or finance consultants who use this as part of their work routines. In terms of, having one persona, it's not there yet. We're pretty wide. And I think that what we're focusing on is the use case. And the use case here is that these people, this audience were used to ChatGPT, and they were frustrated by a problem they had. One, they couldn't fully trust ChatGPT, even if ChatGPT, and again, ChatGPT as it's true also for other platforms, even if you take Perplexity, for example, who are doing magnificently, and they show you the reference, they show you where they took the sources and everything, but they give you zero control over the process. You can't choose and pick and choose sources. You don't understand why they selected sources, or you can add your own sources into the research query. So you have very little control. And the people who use Upward, they wanted control. They wanted transparency because it was an important research project for them. And they wanted to be able to trust the result, not just get a generated outcome from the AI, but to be a part of the process so they can trust the result, present it with confidence to their team, to their boss, etc. So that's the kind of niche kind of audience and the use case we're tackling.
Absolutely. Yeah, I love it. I've used obviously all those tools you've mentioned before, right? And yes, I agree. They have those problems, right? Obviously, ChatGPT, you cannot trust it. Initially, it was great, but then people started verifying, like, that's not accurate. You need to be able to set it live without even maybe putting the link to website that you want to search on, right? You want that tool to do that yourself, and then needs capability. Can I just go and go to YouTube? No, it's impossible, or maybe it is now, obviously. And then Perplexity it looks very complex as well, right? And sometimes it doesn't direct you exactly the route you want to take. That research. And
don't get me wrong, they're amazing tools.
Yeah.
They're doing really, really well, and we're a small early stage startup. We're not pursuing. So we love the tools. We use them. So don't get me wrong. For a lot of use cases, these are perfect tools. But for the use case that we're focusing on, for that little problem of building the research interface for you where you can have full control, this is where Upward, we believe, is doing the best work.
Really cool. Okay, tell me about the beginnings, how you all started. You're the founder, you're the CEO. How you started with the idea and you decided there is a space for something built differently. And it's obviously crowded space. There is a lot of big players, a lot of money, a lot of investment. How you all started? Walk me through that.
Yeah, well, Pete, we don't have, it's a long story. It's a fun story of one company spinning off another company. We basically started Upward during COVID, so it wasn't easy times for us. We looked for ways to exploit and capitalize on AI, which again, COVID was about 2 years before ChatGPT. Of course, there was access to AI, but it was a different era, even you can say. So we looked for ways to exploit AI in helping people read their content more efficiently. We started with students, we started with schools, we have pilots with very good universities, both in the US and in Europe. And then when COVID happened, we thought that we understood that the go-to-market will be very tough selling to universities. And we started to rethink, is this the right go-to-market? But what happened in the meanwhile is that the students that participated in the pilots absolutely loved what we did. And that's how we decided to spin off and basically create Upward, which is a tool for students. Then when we created it for students, we understood that, hey, professionals have the same problems. They need to have a very transparent interface that they can control and create the work. Because when you create a project or a paper or, what have you, as a student, you also need to be very active and have full control, because if you just take the answer from the AI, it's very easy to detect, and you're afraid of all the ethics in your school, etc. So basically, the same little problem started to grow. We started to get more and more feedback about it. We talked to dozens of students and professionals, maybe hundreds, and got the same feedback. And we said, okay, if this is repeating itself, let's focus on this use case, which will build an interface that is very different from others. It's not chat-based. It's an interface of dragging and dropping like Lego blocks. We turn the research process into Lego blocks, and let's give people the control they want. So that's how it started.
Awesome. And I like how you interviewed your customers to be the who you wanted to target. I think it's the step that a lot of companies don't do, right? They just think themselves what the product should be. Obviously, they test after investing way too much money just to find out this is not exactly what market, but they need it, but they never spoke to the market. And I like pivoting into companies because obviously companies will have more money than a student, right? So obviously, if you want to make a business out of this, adapt this what you have to businesses, and if it's useful, they have no problems paying monthly subscription or
Right.
money for this. So I do like this approach. So okay, tell me about the COVID so is difficult. Last year, are you growing in your users, the numbers of users, your revenue? Is it growing exactly how you would like it to grow? Is it difficult to get your message across in this crowded market?
That's a good question. So I'll talk about twofold. One, we grew, but not as we expected. And there's two reasons. One is, of course, the external reasons. The market has become a red ocean. It's really hard to tell your story and just convey the messaging and just making people notice. It's very, very hard on one end. By the way, on the other end, it's a huge market. If you just if you were able to use some kind of system of your go-to-market, test a lot of stuff, be patient. We're still in that phase, by the way. We didn't crack it. We're still in the phase of figuring out the best go-to-market channel and how to tell our story and make people click with it, onboard into the platform, show them the value, and retain them. So we're still very much working on that. But the other side of last year was internal issues. Our company is based out of Santa Monica, but also we have HQs in Israel, in Tel Aviv. So last year for us in Israel was very difficult. It still kind of is. A lot of people around us, including people from our company, were doing reserve duty as part of the, and we're not going to get into politics right now, but it's just what it is. So that also had a lot of difficulties that are, you can call it force majeure or whatever, that kind of slowed us down. But yeah, we're after that, and chins are up and ready for this new 2025. As you know, as founders, as entrepreneurs, as dreamers, we don't take excuses. We try to make it happen and get it done. And yeah, so that's the two parts, internal and external, that kind of happened last year for us.
Absolutely, Barak. First of all, I'm sorry to hear. Obviously, I know you've been affected, and the whole region's been affected, and it's difficult. I hope it's all finishing soon, right? And it's more peace in the region. And then going to external ones, right? I think it's always going to be product development. It's always going to be something changing. There's always something new use case. I think your approach is great because you're going to be talking to users and really deciding what to bring as a feature and how to upgrade it and how to update it. After that feedback, which is awesome, you've got on your hands also some great research tool, right? That you know exactly how to use. So I'm pretty sure you are also used to, actually doing the research and really asking yourselves really good questions and then answering with some data. Great. Now, I've seen that you're on quite a lot of different channels and social media. Is there anything in the particular that performs better for you in terms of educating your new users and prospects? And I know you have a free trial to get them to start using this and educating them how to use that. Is there something that works better for you guys?
Yeah, so the way we are tackling the market, our go-to-market is kind of like consumer-like go-to-market, because we're SaaS for SMBs at this stage, and that means that we're kind of like in a PLG motion, product growth, where we kind of try to reach our end user and grow from there. So it's kind of like bottom up, using a consumer strategy, and then growing within teams. So that's what we're planning for the past few months and next year. Very fun and very challenging. So we obviously had a go-to-market strategy, and we built our plan of a few different channels, and we wanted to test channels and invest in testing them and learning what performs best. For us, there was two channels. One is organic and the other one is paid. Organic channel, we learned that communities, Product Hunt is a great example, but we also used other communities to bring our product, even when it wasn't ready, when it was in beta or when it was in between versions, to get early feedback. We learned a lot, obviously, from that channel. And I think that we still have a lot to do in terms of network effects, connecting people, getting some viral effects of word of mouth, and just organically kind of growing into communities that adopt our story, our product, our value. So that's number one. And the other one was Google. For us, because we are desktop first, we're a web app and we're built for kind of like important or heavy research. So it's less of a mobile experience and more of a desktop experience. So we figured out that people who will use us, of course, are professionals or that are in their work in the workplace, and they're sitting on their desktop and working. And now they're going to go into Google and ask for queries they have. How do I create the best market report? How do I create a company report with AI? Or how do I control the research with AI, etc. So AI assistant for research, all these kind of queries that you go and ask Google when you're at work on your desktop, that's where we want to capture you. And that's where we waited, so-called, for these kind of cases. We use Google Ads when we saw very good performance in terms of bringing in, telling our story, right? Getting the ads out there, the website, the promise, what we call the promise. And then we were able to bring the right audience into our website and into our product. And of course, provide the value and learn a lot from that entire funnel performance.
Yeah, good. Awesome strategy, especially for the paid advertising, right? You found yourself a few keywords that you then answer instead of new AI tool, AI research tool, where it's probably competitive and everyone is trying to compete on the same. And you went the route of, okay, there is a problem, I will going to show you a solution, and a tool as just a tool, right? This is not it's just a tool that allows to achieve this piece of research or report or fantastic strategy. Okay, and when you mentioned communities, is it some communities that you're building as well, or maybe thinking of some Discord communities that are very popular these days, Reddit, those kind of little undervalued marketing channels that are just very personalized. They feel very personal with the audience. You're just very close to them.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you're looking into these strategies as well?
So we're looking into more of Facebook or LinkedIn communities around AI tools. For now, for starters, obviously, like I said, there's a lot of room to grow there. We're still not even at the beginning of our potential there. So I think first for us was to tackle existing communities that already speak about the tools, the challenges, problems, the needs, and try to just bring our voice into those communities. After we and again, everything we're talking about here, go to market, Google ads, and everything is all part of the product market fit strategy, the efforts. Because for us, when we bring our voice into a community and we get feedback, or when we onboard hundreds of users every week using Google Ads, it's basically different tools in order to get to the right. It's means to the same end, and the end is to understand, like you asked before, who is our main persona right now, and how do we bring them the utmost value they're willing to pay for and grow from there. So that's kind of like everything goes there in the end. So yeah, that's where we are.
Yeah, awesome. And when you have those personas, let's say focus on marketing department, right? Is it usually just one person using this, or you try to encourage the whole marketing department to start using as a process within the company about finding new angles for a particular product marketing, right? Or different language, or maybe having a look. I understand you're very good at like searching or analyzing YouTube, right? You can bring those blocks, really analyze what people talk about, what really even influencers might be doing, because influencers do a lot of research and you can compare that engagement. How do you finding those departments? Is it just one-off person using, or for that B2B offer, maybe there is a space for whole marketing team to start using this as a
Yeah. So first of all, yeah, definitely. So first of all, we're starting from the end user. It's the first kind of step of the way. I think of tools like, I don't know, at early days, of Miro or Notion or Grammarly or others, who started off by first presenting the tool, letting the end user fall in love, right? Just proving the value. So we were still in the process of proving the value to the end user. We don't even yet offer, we're only in beta of offering collaboration. It's not yet public and live. So that will kick in later this year. But we first want to feel really comfortable about our value proposition to a single user, to a single player. After we kind of nail that and feel very comfortable about that, we will see people that are asking. If we'll do well, then our users will just ask for it. And then we'll be ready for the next stage, which will be collaboration. Today we have AI and human collaboration. There this year we're going to have AI, human, and more humans team collaboration and build up from there. But I think that for us, the strategy was we got to win over the end users, and we build from the bottom up. That's what we decided. Time will tell if we were right or not, but I believe that for a research tool, like you just mentioned, that will enhance the performance of marketers or analysts or whatever. If you want to create content or build plans and projects, whatever, and you are looking for a solution to help you with that, you go search, find Upward, start using it, fall in love, and then bring it to your team. I feel it's a better go-to-market than to have your boss or someone just bring it from the top down and say, hey, you have to now use this research tool, and you say, I don't even know it, etc. So that was what we kind of like weighed against each other. I think there's no right or wrong. We chose bottom up. Let's see what happens. I mean, it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, awesome. Great. So, Roee, tell me, if someone would like to use your free trial, have a go. I know you have onboarding. You actually educate during that free trial just to really show your clients how to use it better, how to maximize these. Where can they find you? Is there any particular maybe social media channel they would explain what you do, how they can sign up?
So we have a YouTube channel with a lot of tutorials, but I would recommend first going to Upword.ai and just getting started. Just start your account. It's completely free, no credit card needed, and we worked very hard to implement an onboarding kind of experience where we explain and take you through a tutorial explaining every feature and every screen that will bring you value, and then you can take that quick kind of onboarding experience and start your own research project. So it's very intuitive. I mean, if you have a market you want to learn about, a company report, study guide about any professional topic. It could be if you want to write a blog post if you're a marketer, or any kind of paper or essay. So we have different kind of templates there. It's very easy to just jump in, go through the onboarding and just try it yourself. But of course, we also have a help center, which is part of our customer success. It's part of Intercom. When you go in, you can just find that little help icon, click it, and we have almost 24/7 availability to answer questions. We have a help center with articles, and we have a YouTube channel with more video tutorials. So we're keeping on building our onboarding stack, our collateral, but we already have more than enough to get started. We also send you a bunch of emails. When you sign up, we send you one email a day for about 5 or 6 days just to educate you about the platform and give you more of the use cases and stuff you can do. And we're always available. Even here, I can leave my email, which is Roee@Upword.ai. for any inquiries or questions or whatever.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. We'll leave the links below, obviously, to everything that you mentioned. Maybe we'll find some great video on your YouTube channel and link it up so everyone can see how this system works, maybe compare it to the other tools that they might be using. And I hope that some of those listeners will sign up and try it out. Sounds like an awesome tool. Roee, thank you very much for this episode and for staying and having a chat and introducing your company. It was great to learn. I'll definitely have a more play with your software and really take a look how we can support us as a business here. But yeah, very grateful for this conversation. Thank you very much, Roee.
Thank you, Pete. It was a pleasure. Thank you for having me. And we're also going to launch our brand new version of Product Hunt in a few weeks. So stay posted and hope that you like it.